introduction to the volume of it, we didn't time to study the document. The other one is critical to this condition also. And that the applicant also needs specialized meal. He also paid the court in advance that the court does not grant him bail, court should issue that order. He also have a response to that.
You're highlighting on his
what he has
to understand.
Yes.
Just on his request of grant an orthopedic bail.
Yes.
So you are highlighting, then you can respond to the second.
Yes.
Because I was failing to understand.
Yes. In response to that, the prosecution's submission that the prison authority has the best facility in the country. It has specialized doctors, unless otherwise court gets a report from the prison authority that they are unable to contain his condition while in prison. Upon a report, maybe the court can pronounce itself on it. But as per now, there is no report from the prison authority suggesting that they are unable to have him in their facility. And to be premature for the court to say that the prison authorities are unable to have him in prison at this point or at this stage. So at this stage, we also request our response.
So what is the praying for? I am praying for.
Our prayer here is for the court to claim to issue the order prayed for by the council for the accused person. An order for with urgent medical attention, medical care, order in the prison authority to provide orthopedic mattress and cardiac pay. That order also will pray that court should claim to issue at this stage. That's our prayer also.
So in regards to the bail application,
we ask for time to respond.
so in other words, you seek an adjournment in order to be given time to respond to the application.
Yes, you also.
That's the position.
With regard to the medical documents, the second state I was referring to, I meant copy one bundle sent for the prosecution and one for court. That's what I meant by second one, which was coming. So the bundle I tend to rely on is within the possession of my colleague.
So the bundle that is in court is in its entirety?
Absolutely.
Yes, you don't need a second one.
No, I only meant working two copies each, one for state and one for court. They have the same, and I would invite them to read the same. Now, the same way they were prepared to charge and provided us with the little time that they gave us. So for the documents, and I will submit all the documents where they want the orders to see and understand the medical condition. They have the documents in front of them, and I trust their ability to read and understand them now and respond. Your Honor relates to LC letters. I did mention that, yes, we would have loved to provide the same. But the circumstances imposed onto us by the prosecution could not allow us. We only learned at 11 today that the accused person had been dumped at the police. In Chira. Chira. Not Chira. Chira division in Nampongo. We rushed. We cooperated with the police. By way of providing the charge and caution they required of him, and his statement, which he did. We cooperated with their police sergeant to come and do his observation. And he did. Preliminary information was that they were going to charge him in Nakawa court. Even as we speak, they have not given us a copy of the charge sheet. Now, you're talking about the prosecution, mounting a prosecution in good faith. I did ask my colleague, also for the state, when we were here, before you entered, and we look at the copy of the charge sheet, and she said, I do not have it yet. I don't know if she has it now. I have not looked at the charge sheet. I only listened attentively. I would invite my colleagues, therefore, to use the same attention I used to listen to the charge sheet and understand the medical documents. Your Honor, the LC letters that have been mentioned are only for identification of individuals. I am so saddened that counsel for the state, if after receiving a parliamentary ID for the Republic of Uganda, and she represents the state which issued the ID I'm talking about, and she still wants more. But I'm even more saddened that in this day and age, my learned friend cannot even verify the identity of a member of parliament electronically and digitally. I am very, very sad. Apart from delay, creating backlog, abusing process, creating backlog, abusing court process, creating congesting prisons, and persecuting, there would be no reason why a senior state attorney, two senior state attorneys, with a state attorney assisting them, would not be able to proceed with this such a and would insist that you proceed and detain, not just a sick person, a dying man. I would want to draw your attention, Your Worship, and without recruiting your sympathy, to a German national that was denied bail in Kalanga on similar flimsy grounds, and at the next hearing he was dead. And you're saying, your former Lord Mayor of this city, a colleague at the bar, an officer of this court, should not go to hospital, but should go and be condemned to death before you even try it. With respect, Your Worship, to the sureties, to the alternative prayer. One,
that even when someone wants to provide for himself
a facility to allow him to live, without inflicting a charge on the government of Uganda by way of a mattress.
somebody providing for himself
a cardiac bed without asking government to provide the same.
someone providing for himself
A specialized meal commensurate with his condition of life. Council for the State demands, I want a medical prescription for that. Your Honor, one, LC letters are not a requirement of law. It is just practice. And the guidance provided in the bail guidelines, just as a guide among other conditions you may impose.
Indeed, that's why the law provides with or without sureties.
Look at the speed with which we have been able to obtain a letter from LC or the person who has been incarcerated. Then somebody demands that the prison's authorities has the facilities. First, I'm not privy to when my learned friend was last incarcerated in the men's wing anywhere in our prisons, so as to testify to the propriety of conditions in prison. Unlike us who are in private practice, who visit inmates in our prisons, she only interfaces with the file in the comfort of her office or chambers. I invite you to disregard her submission on the propriety or otherwise of the prison conditions, but invite you to take judicial notice of the congestion in our prisons that have always been highlighted by the judiciary, that we all proudly serve. Even without medical reports, some of which we have provided, and even those from prison, Your Honor, this bail is entirely discretionary, and we rely on your discretion and good conscience. Discretion is basically the law of conscience, which we invite you to invoke and exercise. We therefore pray that you take cognizance of the leadership caliber of the sureties presented, the caliber of the accused person, his record and service both to court and the nation, but also the need to decongest both court and prison. by attending to the legal work he handles as your officer. In the unlikely event that you incline to look at the letters LC, then I would invite you to grant bail on the applicant's own cognizance, because it is provided for both in law, section 75, as well as practice. And to do a visual and clinical examination of the accused person. And if it please, grant bail. Disallow the adjournment. And since they have opted not to respond to the bail application, to close them out. But even reopening to allow them is entirely your discretion, and I'm amenable. Without much ado, Your Honor, may you find a pleasure. In the event, Your Honor, that you want the state to have another opportunity to say, and since they wanted a medical report specifically on what they're asking for, a copy and summary is hereby given to them. But even I being senior to them, maybe I could also be of help to them. As an alternative for an adjournment, you could give them a standover to study the documents. Since they need more time.
Actually, before court can pronounce itself, I simply wanted to make an inquiry. I don't know how much time the state is requesting for in order to give them time to respond to the application. Because state is represented and they must be given an opportunity to respond to the application.
With your permission, just before and my colleague's permission, we are actually in possession now of the medical referral which they were talking about from Lago National Referral Hospital. Dated 13th April 2024. And it relates to the accused person with the diagnosis of C6 to 7 disc prolapse.
That is the C5 and C6 you're talking about?
Now 6 to 7.
Okay, it's 6
to 7.
as opposed to 5 and 6?
Yes. Yes. This even 5 is there, but this one relates to 6 and 7. Yes. Disc prolapse. Prolapse is pro and then lapse. With left-sided neuropharyngeal stenosis. I'm reporting that state is laughing at my client's medical condition. Maybe she's laughing at the way I'm pronouncing medical terms. Yes, she's excited that I know them. Your Honor, with left-sided neuro, that is N-E-U-R-O. Foramia is F-O-R-M-I-A, which has one word. Stenosis. And I'll only read the last bit, which my colleague was interested in, submitting recommendation. Mr. Lukwago Erias has not responded to the conservative treatment with pain medication and physiotherapy. He's recommended surgical decompression with spinal fusion, SCDF, to relieve his severe symptoms. Your Worship? Yes, ma'am.
When was this examination done?
Which one are you referring to? The one I'm reading?
Yes.
That is Fortis, and I don't
Is it the one of India?
That is India, but that was preceded by this. Yes. But this one I'm referring to is April 2024. So I am giving this copy with the request that I receive it back to make this because it is the only one we are in possession of. But for the purposes of my colleagues, I only wanted to make one comment and to appeal to co-professionals, the other side. In life, as professionals, there are certain things that make us look ugly. And there are certain fields as professionals we need not proceed. On my part and my team, we undertake to observe those standards. I would appeal to my colleagues, before whom I joined the bar, to keep the same standards. I so
The proper can check the link of the matter. I simply want to ascertain how much time prosecution is asking to respond to the application. Because as far as the court is concerned, the application must not be responded to.
Applicants herein,
Which state needs to verify?
which we need to actually verify and see if it's the current state of the event or it's overtaken by events. So it's much more than the introductory letters that have been presented, that have not been presented by the surety. It's much more, even regarding the applicant himself, considering the charges leveled against him. So we pray for more time, Your Honor, which is a strip of 1 week. Yes.
To respond to the rejoinder, any, and then court has to be given time to make a ruling on the same. No.
Your Honor, our prayer is specific. It's 1 week. We believe that we'll be able to.
Well, Your Worship, yes, Your Worship, I don't use back and forth. And that is the kind of practice I have lived for the last 25 years. Supposing I are inclined to concede to an adjournment for 1 day with a prayer that the accused person be kept in a medical facility under protection, observation and protection of guard of security agents, government, in this case, police. But if they want prison to be in that hospital or police, we are many. Because all we are concerned about is protecting and preserving life. Because what the state is inviting you to do is to do an experiment on the accused person's life. Whether he actually will die, whether he's in good or bad condition. We have not had the benefit of receiving from them the report of their police surgeon. Because she's talking about what to know the current state. The police surgeon did review the accused person. We are not privy to the report that he made. If they had shared with us, probably it would be a starting point for us. But it's not. We can only relate to the situation as we know it from our side. And I will give them the benefit of doubt that they do not know his condition before here. Now, I'm only speaking from the point that I know how I found him in police custody today, how he has lived before, which is not within their knowledge. As a win-win and stopgap measure, would they find pleasure to concede, as we concede to their adjournment, even for that 1 week, he be placed under medical care, under guard or protection, unless the intention is different, maybe to subdue, maybe someone to die, or so the medical condition to exacerbate beyond repair. If the intention is justice, and justice meaning a trial of a person that is not dead, then I would invite them to proceed to medical referral, to go to hospital under their guard, limited visitation. Even if they are adjournment for that 1 week, because our proposed roadmap was, if he's in a hospital for some at 1 week, he's able to prepare for the cases he's handling, assuming he's granted bail. But we can afford them the time they need to study the document, verify the locations or residences of the persons in. Oh, actually, the one from Laro, we do not have the original, but the copy has been sent electronically. And that is how serious we are. In fact, you have two sureties whose LC identity is not an issue anymore. We are taking you through this pain, and I would invite you to understand where we are coming from. It is somebody we thought in the last 2 days may not be alive. Luckily, he's here, he's alive. How do we secure his life, but also the interests of justice? I would be very happy to hear a session from this.
We don't want to go back and forth, because Council Medard has ably applied for bail. The state has not responded to the same, giving their reasons. They need to verify. The issue is not about the letters. The letters have been availed. According to the state, they need time to verify the medical conditions according to them. So I believe in the interest of justice, since there are medical issues presented to court, the state will be given 2 days to respond. Yes, the state will be given 2 days to respond, and that is today's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. In order to save time, why can't state file written submissions in that regard and have them filed electronically? Honorable Medard Segona would rejoin it, and then court can deliver a ruling on the same. Yes, this is an order of court. Let's have these 2 days, peruse, file submissions electronically. Council Medard, I believe you can respond. You can respond in 1 day. Yes. So that will be by no, the state files and serves by Friday. They are given 2 days to verify. The state files and serves by Friday. So the defense will respond, if any, by Monday. Then can we
I actually don't need Monday.
You don't need
Tuesday,
it's electronic.
Filing is electronic.
Electronic,
We
yes.
will file on Saturday.
On Saturday. Then, if that is the case, then we shall have a mention on Monday. If I have all electronic filing, because sometimes the directives are not complied with. So we can have a mention on Monday. Salongo will be remanded till Monday. The prison authorities are directed to take into account his medical condition. Specifically, we shall remind him from action. I think that's where the hospital is. Yes, that's where the hospital is. And then you can have the meet up with the prison authorities on the issue of your orthopedic bed, so that you can make arrangements and have it available. So you will be reminded till.
Before you do that, Your Honor, I'm grateful possible. May we take it as an order that we take. We will not want it from the state if we do not have it. We will provide the mattress. We will, of course, how to deliver it, we can organize that service.
Yes, that's what I say, that then he will have meet up with the prison authorities and arrange. Okay, because the prison has its own guidelines. So he will meet, the family will meet up with the prison authorities and arrange on how the issue of the orthopedic mattress will be delivered or handled accordingly. I guess we are clear on that. Yes. So step for avoidance of doubt, time, Monday 10. Is it available for the year? I believe even if it's a Sunday to the
Okay, omusajja bamulimandinze paka nga Monday akomawo mu kkooti on Monday. Mama. Fande mukikola mutya? Ay. Abasajja bakikola but have stood just for hours. Jesus, my people, thank you so much for always keeping Alex Media again. Wait. Until Monday. Jamani, okomawo mu kkooti Monday. So guys, komawo ku Monday, bambi subscribing. See, na mukasente. Those who promised me some money, please kindly